Are you ready for a new Constitution? If this keeps up, it's exactly what you're going to get. What's up, everybody? Welcome aboard to Bubba's Bottom Line for Sunday, November the 21st. And my goodness gracious, Thanksgiving is Thursday, and here we are, and I am thankful for all of you. I'm not so thankful for what's going on in this country and in this government. And again, as I asked, are you ready for a new Constitution? Because you're going to get one if this continues. We'll get into that and more right after I tell you that today's first part is sponsored by our friends and partners at the Capital Trading Group, one of our brokerage partners. Now, we have many brokers, just to be full disclosure, but for our letter of direction trading, CTG is the only ones I could approve for that. They trade all my accounts. They've got some great products of their own. And, of course, they've got great service. So check them out if you'd like. info.capitaltradinggroup.com/Bubba. That's info.capitaltradinggroup.com/Bubba. So in the meantime, we, of course, had the Rittenhouse jury verdict on Friday. And the rioters are at it all over the place, claiming the racism and all the things that go along with it, with again, the continued Democrats, the left agenda to create a new constitution in the United States of America, as they want to turn us into China, a socialist or Marxist or communistic regime. It is as obvious as you can possibly get. As you saw in Portland, they stormed the Capitol, the rioting that is going on in Kenosha afterwards. And it's amazing that the rioting is in all those leftist states that continue to destroy their own property, the property of their brothers and neighbors, or is it? Because, of course, there are a lot of cases to be made that these rioters are being financed by a very wealthy financier, which I won't get into names, but you can probably figure out who it is. But this is a takeover of America from the inside. This is a destruction of your life as you know it, and this is a way to create divide, conquer, so that they can take apart the country that we know. Now, again, I don't know about you, but I have been all over the world, and people love to come to America because it's the land of opportunity and the land of freedom. And right now, we are changing that dramatically as we continue to give power over because of the imbecile in the White House, President Biden. Now, I can't say that he's pulling the strings. I don't think he's smart enough to pull these strings. I don't think he has a wit about him. I don't know how he got where he got. But, of course, I guess when you're good at stealing, you can get to a lot of different places. But from the begging of the Saudi Arabians to give us more oil. Does anybody think that Saudi Arabia is going to give us any more oil? Really? Is that what you think, that is a possibility? Look, those are our enemies. They may be allies in forms, but they are more our enemies. And nobody would like it more to see the United States fail than China, Saudi Arabia, Russia, and many others out there that are against us because of the empires that we have built, and because we continue to offer freedom to anybody who wants to come into this country legally. Okay, not the illegals that are being brought in so that they'll continue to vote for the left and buy the political party so they can make that change to the Constitution. But you're going to see it. This is, if you think I'm kidding, this is getting very serious and very scary. Okay, because when you see a jury that gives that finds somebody not guilty. Okay. Now, again, you can not agree with the verdict. I didn't follow it as closely, but certainly the circumstances don't suggest that it was a pre-planned, premeditated, racist act at all, considering all the parties in play were white, okay, and they were burning down Kenosha at the time, okay. So again, you can look at it whichever way you want, but again, I think if you looked at it objectively and with logic and with a mind, you might find that everything that turned out the way it should in this rioting has a different agenda behind it, okay? And, you know, you have the president who's talking about opening up the strategic petroleum reserve. Now, let's understand what this Dumbo is saying, okay? Because, look, we have the solution. We have the solution to high inflation. We have the solution to financing and paying off all this ridiculous debt for stimulus that they want to continue to create. Okay, we have the answer. Okay, the answer is very simple. Open up the shale and fracking and producing of oil again, and become a net exporter again. And surprisingly, our inflation would drop to nothing. Okay, surprisingly, we would go back to having money and not getting taxation without representation. Surprisingly, we would have a country that was operating at full capacity once again, instead of trying to make dramatic changes, spending money we don't have on something that they're never going to do. Okay, this Build Back Better America plan is a Build Back Steal from Americans plan. It's really what it is. Okay, because they won't do half the crap they're talking about. If you looked at the bill, there's very little for infrastructure, and all they want to do is fix and not create new, which is what we need. Okay, that we have outgrown what we have. But again, opening up the strategic petroleum does nothing, because you have to replace it. And if you think Saudi Arabia is going to help you replace it at any reasonable price, you're nuts. In the meantime, Germany, the UK are starving and suffering for oil and for natural gas, which we can certainly supply them, which at a reasonable price, not at the ridiculous prices they're paying now from Russia. Okay, but of course, why would we want to pay off our debt? Why would we want to become fiscally responsible financially? That would be certainly against all policies that we see now of printing money until oblivion. As you have Tweedledum or Tweedledee coming into as the new Fed chair, okay, because so far in my lifetime, I have not seen a good Fed chair yet, okay? It started with Greenspan, who was the master bubble builder who started all this crap, through Bernanke, through Yellen, and through this dumbass Powell, who I thought was really the right person at the time because he came from the private sector and understood. But apparently, there's magic waves that go through your body the minute you get into the Federal Reserve and you become a moron. And you don't understand fiscal responsibility. I would just love once for these guys to have to live on a normal budget like you and I, not take raises during COVID, okay? Not create and have all these special perks and benefits that keep them in jobs. I love what Elon Musk did and said to Bernie Sanders, you create nothing. You make nothing. You steal from the American people, okay? That's what the politicians do. Okay, they create nothing, okay, but they get paid. You know, when you weren't getting paid during COVID, they were getting paid. They were taking raises. But hey, let's keep it going this way. This is exactly what was designed. The founding fathers are rolling over in their graves with what's going on here. But the political office was never meant to be a career. Okay, when they were farmers and farmers ruled the country, which they still should. Okay, they would come in and serve a term and go back to the farm. Now they make a whole career out of it because there's obviously a lot of money behind it. Okay, so again, you can look at anything that you want here. Okay, but a special release, this inflation could be solved in the flip of a switch, basically. But let's worry about destroying America and worry about the environment, which is so far away, first of all, of the end of the climate, okay, and the end of the world, which, you know, again, we continue to get the the fear mongers, the world is coming to an end, chicken little, the world is coming to an end, versus China and India, which will never stop polluting. Okay, you can bet on it. Okay, and we're already the greenest anyways, but why can't we work our way slowly? But of course, let's destroy Americans right now so that we can get our new agenda of a new constitution, okay, and so that we have total control, so everybody becomes a puppet except for the very few. Okay, that is the Marxist, communistic, socialistic views of what they want. And listen, just keep sitting home fat and happy with that stimulus check, or being able to buy your house, because that will come to an end. And the markets are going to show you how dastardly it can be when at the worst possible time. But let's keep voting in these idiots. Okay, let's continue to allow them to destroy a once great country, still the greatest, but certainly far, far from where we should be and where we were. Okay, we've got right now booming retail sales. Okay, does it mean the economy is strong? No, it means people are starving to buy stuff, and it means that prices are higher. We still can't get the supply chains going. Okay, so you want to know why? Because that's why. So President Biden, with his firm letter to the oil companies about them gouging, it seems to me that President Biden, you're the ones who closed down some of the pipelines. You are the one that doesn't want these pipelines operational, so now you change the dynamics of how oil gets to places. It costs more money. Okay, that's part of the cost as well. It's not just the price of oil. And furthermore, in America, we don't price off of WTI anymore because we're buying Brent. We're buying oil from overseas. We're buying oil from Saudi Arabia. We are not buying our own oil anymore, so to speak. Okay, that is another issue. So the pricing is different. So you can come up with your nonsense and your bullshit, but at the end of the day, the solution is so simple. Even a fifth grader could figure it out. But of course, we know that maybe our politicians aren't as smart as fifth graders when it comes to helping their fellow man and helping their fellow citizens, because their agenda is not to help. They are to seek and destroy the entire system as it was built. Okay. And of course, they're getting lots of help from rioters and from those who continue to want to cry racism and all the other things that are going on. Is there issues? There's always going to be issues, but they are getting much better, and we continue to grow. And if I do remember correctly, under the leadership of President Trump, we had the highest number of working African Americans, Mexican Americans, and minorities in the history of the United States of America. Okay, but let's not get confused, because people get lulled into the socialist agenda, and certainly the very wealthy and the very poor look forward to a socialist agenda because it benefits both. For the very wealthy, it takes away the competition, because no longer is there freedom to build. And for the very poor, it keeps them, in food and whatever. But let's remember one thing for sure, that the overall rich pay taxes, do the employing. What about the wealthy of the government? Okay, why aren't we going after what they make and taxing them more? Why do they have a special health care plan unlike anybody else in the country? Why do they continue to get raises? Why do they have a phenomenal pension for serving 2 terms? You can look at many things, but all politicians are takers. They are not makers, and they are thieves for the most part, because they are never watching after you, your family, and your money. This is Bubba's Bottom Line. It is Sunday, November the 21st. And we will be back right after the break with our market commentary and some of the things that are changing there as well. So, kids, it is Thanksgiving week, and of course on Friday we're having a special Black Friday webinar to introduce one of our new products, and as well as offer some dramatic discounts on some of the old stuff. And if you want to check it out, just email me at bubba@bubbatrading.com. I'll send you a link. You're welcome to come. It's free. Be some educational information there as well, and of course we'll talk markets. But I do want to remind you of our partners, and I just give you their website so you can check them out. But our other brokerage partner, Tradier. Look, again, I have other brokers. I have Thinkorswim, I have Schwab, I have Fidelity. Okay. But my majority of my trading goes right through Tradier brokerage because it's $10 a month. Okay. They got great service. We've got their APIs, which allows us to automate your portfolio if you choose. It is no cost on anybody's part. Okay. It's free. Anyways, you want to check them out, go to try.trader.com/Bubba. That's try.trader.com/Bubba. And our metals partner, look, as you know, I'm a believer in precious metals as a hold, as a buy, as in the physical direction, as I am a believer in cryptos. But for precious metals, I do all my shopping at Strategic Wealth Preservation, SWP. Cayman.com/Bubba-Trading. That's Sierra Whiskey Papa, Charlie Alpha Yankee, Michael Alpha November.com/Bubba-Trading. And farmers, look, a lot of you watch with me, and, I know there's a lot of work we don't want to do, including me. I wish I had accessibility to family farms groups. They do a great job for you as far as the work that you don't want to do, and it's familyfarmsgroup.com/Bubba-Trading. That's familyfarmsgroup.com/Bubba-Trading. And of course, our high school program at Patreon, patreon.com/Bubba-Trading. That's patreon.com/Bubba-Trading. Now let's get back to Bubba's Bottom Line and our market commentary. Welcome back. It is Bubba's Bottom Line. It is Sunday, November the 21st. And of course, the markets had a rock and roll kind of week as we ended the expiration, and we come into the final expiration of the year with a lot of tenuous and a lot of scary things in the makings here. We've got a lot of divergences happening, a lot of crazy stuff. But in the meantime, our market segment is brought to you by Tradier Brokerage. And of course, as I tell you always, we have many brokers. But Tradier is by far first of all, the least expensive, save you money. Okay, but they do a great job. They've got great service, and we've got their APIs, which allows us to automate our equity portfolio memberships at no cost. There is no additional commission. There is no additional fee to us. It is $10 a month still. Okay, and you hedgers, you have to license us over because you take a class. But again, the licensing fee is much less than the commission that you would ever pay. And it can be automated to your specs. In the meantime, check them out. Try.trader.com/Bubba. That's try.trader.com/Bubba. In the meantime, last week the markets were kind of mixed. NASDAQ exploding. New highs. It's like Jack's Beanstalk. It's going to the moon. Okay. In the meantime, the S&P was slightly higher for the week and it did print a new high on Friday. It did not close at a new high, but did print a new high. In the meantime, the Dow and the Russell were turned south. Now we're still long, all four. But I would say this, that the Dow and the Russell are both have one foot on a banana peel and the other one in the air, and they're getting ready to. If they have one more down day, I would suspect those algorithms are going to trip and go and reverse to short. And I think there are some reasons to believe that the rally may be coming to an end. And many of the things we've talked about, but the high inflation and all kinds of things that are going on. And certainly we know that to slow this inflation down, it's going to take a rate increase. It's going to take a big rate hike. One rate hike is not going to slow this down. This is going to be a potentially devastating, which I think could create even bigger. Okay, and that I think is something that you have to keep in mind. Okay, as you watch this and watch the whole story and develop. Now, in the bonds and the notes, We are still long. They had a kind of a flat week throughout the week, slightly higher at the end. But I think that, again, you're going to have to see the Fed is going to have to act much quicker here. They're going to have to taper faster. And again, this high inflation can only be slowed right now by interest rates because we refuse to stay within a budget, which is also problematic in my view. Why is it that governments don't have to follow a normal budget like anybody else? Because government, when it's all said and done, is a business. Okay. In the meantime, we are going to reverse crude oil tonight or tomorrow, depending on when you do it, but we are going to be short crude now. And I know I said crude's going to 100, and I still think that's correct, but it looks like the trend is temporarily changed here. This could be a trap trade, but it is what it is. I'm not going to argue with the algorithm, but I could certainly see, a quick reversal as well. This oil is becoming a bigger problem. And of course, because we no longer produce it. In the meantime, we will be reversing to short tonight or tomorrow, again, depending on what you do. Nat gas, kind of flat for the week. We're still short. That's a concern just from the fact that, I think that, this cold winter, if it's cold this winter, this nat gas could snap, and at these prices, it could be a quick mover, but we'll see what happens. Copper, it was lower on the week. Now it had a big up day on Friday, but overall it was still lower for the weekend. We're still short. Lumber, which we don't trade, but we do talk about. Lumber popped late in the week. Again, that's, inflationary. There's other things involved there. It's one of the problems with lumber, why we don't trade it, is very illiquid. So it is something we watch as a bellwether. The precious metals, it's felt like we had a big down week. They were only down a little bit, and they're really all at the upper end of their ranges. And basically at the top end of they're in uptrends, and at the top end of a consolidation range, which really the resistance held, and they're churning and looking ready to bust to the next level. I think we're going much higher. We are long both gold and silver. We would be long platinum, except that it's not liquid enough for us to trade. So I cannot recommend it in good conscience. Okay, but it is something that I certainly buy, and buying as physical, I would never have a problem. Okay, where am I at here? I confuse myself in the grain markets. Okay, we're actually long all ag commodities. Okay, corn, wheat, and beans. Corn was a little bit lower for the week. Beans were a little bit higher for the week, and wheat exploded. And again, there's obviously a lot of political stuff with wheat because of with Russia and Crimea and all the other things that are going there. But in the meantime, I think grains look really good, and barring any major economic disasters, I think demand is up. And I know there's some issues in other parts of the world that are growers and competitors, and we still have the best product, so we're still long. And in the protein complex, you had, everything was slightly higher. We're long corn. It's not corn. We're cows. How about cattle, feeder cattle, and hogs? Okay, we're long them all. Okay, and as we view into the softs, okay, the softs, cotton was higher last week. We were long. Coffee exploded. Wait to pay more at Starbucks. Okay, but coffee exploded, and again, it looks like it's going to $3, which is huge. In the meantime, we're still long. Sugar, we're long, and it was slightly higher. Cocoa, we reversed, and it was higher on the week, and we're long OJ. Okay, which was kind of mixed on the week, but at the end of the day, it did trigger a reversal cycle to the upside. Bitcoin, pretty big loser last week. But, again, we've expected that. We always expect after a major move to see some sort of sell-off, okay? Or after a major sell-off, some sort of a rally. So, some retracement to mean, but usually to stick with the overall trend. So it should not be a surprise. We are big fans of the crypto world, okay? And it's becoming more accepted. You've got the Ethereum micro coming out at the exchange on December 6th. And you've got some other good things happening with cryptos, besides the fact that it is the currency of the libertarian. Okay. And, between all the manipulation of dollars, you can see there's becoming more interest. And if you're not sure about that, when we first started talking about the crypto right here, It was under 1 trillion market cap. Now it's almost 3. So we'll see what happens. Like I said, I would never put in more than I could afford to lose, and understand that I'm at risk for all of it. Okay, that's the way I view it. I have a position, but not huge. Okay, I missed the early boat, so I'm trying to catch the late ferry. In the meantime, this is Bubba's Bottom Line. It is Sunday. It is November the 21st, and we'll be back after the break with my commentary and, of course, my football. Very important. In the meantime, Bubba's Bottom Line. We'll be right back. So, kids, again, just a quick reminder of our partners. Capital Trading Group, check them out. info.capitaltradinggroup.com/Bubba. That's info.capitaltradinggroup.com/Bubba. And of course, Family Farms Group, check them out. Okay, that is familyfarmsgroup.com/Bubba-trading. Familyfarmsgroup.com/Bubba-trading. And our metals partner, okay, S Strategic Wealth Preservation, which is swpcayman.com/Bubba-trading. That's swpcayman.com/Bubba-trading. And our high school program at Patreon, patreon.com/Bubba-trading. That's patreon.com/Bubba-trading. In the meantime, let's get back to Bubba's Bottom Line with your host, me, Todd Bubba Horwitz, and my commentary and football. Welcome back. It is Bubba's Bottom Line, Todd Bubba Horwitz with you. And, every week I do give you my commentary. Not that I don't give you a commentary all the way through, but, the things that really bother me, and I got to tell you something. Okay. Now, I did not follow the Rittenhouse trial all the way through. I mean, again, I swore off news because it is so one-sided, depending on what you want to hear. Okay. Which I am not a believer in. I'm a believer in free. Okay. I'm a believer in freedom. I'm a believer in free America. Okay. I don't want to be brainwashed by the right. I don't want to be brainwashed by the left. I want my news to have the news. But I happen to catch just a small commentary on the Rittenhouse trial. And I believe from everybody that I respect that the verdict was just and it was correct. Okay. And all of these protesters are actually not really protesting the trial. They're trying to continue to create that hatred, to separate, to divide, so that they can conquer and bring in a new constitution that basically says, screw the people, not for the people, screw the people. Now, I don't know about you, but I cannot live with that. Now, for me, I'm old. I won't be here when it finally does happen, if it happens. But I do have to worry about it for the younger generation, my own children, their children before, and generations to come. I want them to have the same experience of a free America that I had. And you can say whatever you want, but I came through an area. I was a Jewish kid that was hated because I was Jewish. I lived through busing, integration. When I started third grade, that was the class that started for me. Okay, so you know how many years ago that was. And we got it done, and we got through it. And is there going to be some racism? There's always going to be some hatred of somebody for something. For whatever reason, that's going to be part of it. I don't care what you do. But if you destroy this country in the name of hatred, and you destroy this country in the name of garbage that we're seeing and idiots that are trying to destroy it in front of us, that's a huge mistake. Okay. And I think you got to think long and hard about what's going on here, because it is not healthy. Okay. And when you get divided and you get separated, you can then be easier conquered. I can't even say the words, but you can imagine the period in history that I'm talking about. Anyway, this is Bubba's Bottom Line, and I want everybody to have a great Thanksgiving, full of football. Now, we'll have a couple of daily updates before then, so we'll give you our Thanksgiving football picks, but we got football tonight, okay? And tonight, Well, at least Big Ben Roethlisberger will be playing. Okay, he got the clearance yesterday for his COVID, and now I don't know if this is a great game, and certainly the participants, the Steelers stink, but their defense is okay, and I don't know how to read the Chargers. I thought they were really good, but they suddenly look weak. In the meantime, they're laying 6.5. I would say this: I could not bet Pittsburgh, but I can't put a lot of faith and trust in the Chargers either. As much as I love Justin Herbert, I would be looking for probably a turkey leg on the Chargers tonight. Not the greatest of all games. Again, a little bit too pricey. Kind of like we said on Thursday with the Patriots. So look, win or lose, we like the Chargers a little bit, like their coach. In the meantime, everybody have a great week. If you don't listen to the updates during the week, have a great Thanksgiving. I am very thankful that you do take the time to tune in and listen to me. And thank you so much. Have a great rest of your weekend. Enjoy the holiday week, and we will see you back, if not before, next Sunday, another Bubba's Bottom Line. Thanks, everybody. Have a great weekend.